Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cora's Quilts YouTube channel, where it's my mission to help you make stunning quilts simply. If we haven't met before, my name is Shelley Cavanna. I'm a quilt pattern and fabric designer, and I write quilting books like the Moroccan Star sampler. You can find my fabric, patterns, and books at your favorite local quilt shop or online at my website at corasquilts.com. You can also find us on most major social media platforms under the handle Cora's Quilts as well. Today's video is part of a 12-month quilt-along series where we'll be working through the 20 blocks in my Moroccan Star sampler book. To sew along with us, you'll need your fabric and a copy of my Moroccan Star sampler book. Each of these construction videos assume that you've already starched and pressed your fabric and that you've followed the instructions in the book to cut and label your fabric pieces. If you're looking for more information about this quilt-along program or my thoughts on pre-washing or starching your fabric, you can find the link to all of the previous videos in this series in the description box below. There are no specialty rulers or templates required for any of the blocks in the Moroccan Star sampler. The majority of our blocks are made using my favorite stitch and flip techniques to eliminate triangles and bias edges whenever possible. With the blocks that do feature triangles, we'll be piecing our triangle units larger than needed and trimming them down to size, so you won't need to worry about foundation or paper piecing templates either. I'll share a full list of all of the tools used in this video in the description box below, but if you'd like my entire list of our must-have and nice-to-have tools, you can find that information in our mise en place video, also linked below. This month we're working on block 6, the Moroccan Star. I really love working with these 8-sided star shapes. And I love that just like last month's star, this block creates the illusion of a block floating in space against the background. And just like the Friendship Star from last month, we've built that floating background layer directly into the corner and the side units, so you don't have an additional border to attach when you've finished piecing the center portion. Let's take a closer look at how this block is put together. Once again, we're assembling this month's star using that familiar 3x3 layout. We'll be using straightforward traditional piecing to assemble quarter log cabin units to be used as our corner units. Our side units combine two familiar shapes, flying geese and the square and square stitch and flip units. And the best part about this shape is that it appears to be made from loads of triangles, but is really pieced using only squares and rectangles. This month we'll be using quarter log cabin units as our corner units. A traditional log cabin quilt block features a center square with rectangles sewn around the center hearth in a clockwise or counterclockwise formation. A quarter log cabin block features that same center square with additional pieces added to just two sides. For our Moroccan Star, we'll first start by attaching B and C units to the left and top sides of an A square. We'll press each seam towards the piece we just added. And we'll finish the unit by adding D and E rectangles to the left and top sides. This video is sponsored by me. I love the communities that quilt-along programs build. And you probably already know that I have a slight obsession with sampler quilts, so I want to invite you to join me in making my brand new Yuletide sampler quilt. Starting in September, I'm partnering with the Creative Sparks online class platform as we embark on a year-long quilt-along journey to make this fun and festive wintry quilt together. Watch your quilting confidence grow with each block as we build our own winter wonderland. Every month, I'll share my tips and tricks for assembling a new block. We'll be exploring how to make Lone Star style blocks using only squares and rectangles. We'll work with the Tri-Rex ruler pair to transform triangle and square blocks into adorable evergreen trees. And we'll practice a whole variety of stitch and flip techniques to effortlessly make a variety of complex looking angular shapes. The class includes access to our monthly videos and pattern downloads, our private Creative Sparks Quilt-Along community, and discussions with me. And the best part, your course content doesn't expire, so you can enjoy sewing and working at a pace that's comfortable for you. Use the link in the description box below to enroll in the class today. We are going to have so much fun putting together this festive winter quilt. I'll see you there. By now, we've had loads of practice with stitch and flip corners. You can view the videos from the first 4 months of our Barn Star Sampler Quilt-Along for more in-depth videos on our method for making these units by pre-marking your sewing lines. This month, I'm making all of my units using the lineless diagonal seam method that we demoed in month 5. If you need a refresher, you can check out the link to our Quilter's Toolbox tutorial in the description box below. Follow the instructions in the book to make square and square and flying geese units. Then join the units together, matching your prints. I'm being careful to line up my points with a pin before sewing them together. I'll sew right up to the point that the pin marks before removing the pin and finishing the seam. You can press your seams open if you'd like to reduce some bulk, or you can press the seam to whichever side gives you the flattest unit. To finish assembling the block, we'll lay all of the units out along with a J-square in a 3x3 formation. As we join the units together into rows, be sure to take the time to match the points between the corner and the side units in the top and the bottom rows. You'll want to match the seam intersection between the points of your square and square units and the top row of your quarter log cabin unit. As with previous blocks, we'll press the top and bottom row seams towards the exterior of the block. And we'll press the seams for the middle row towards the interior of the block. This way, when we sew our rows together, those middle seams will nest. When sewing the rows together, you'll also want to again match up the points between the square and square pieces and the quarter log cabin units. We'd love for you to stop by the Quilt-Alongs page at corasquilts.com to see the 3 new and exciting Quilt-Alongs we have planned for later this fall and into 2024. And we'll see you next month with another exciting Barn Star Sampler block. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Remember that you can share your Quilt-Along progress photos over on Instagram using hashtag BarnStarSampler, and be sure to tag us at Cora's Quilts so that we can see your photos too. And don't forget to grab your free Barn Star Sampler Quilt-Along block checklist. We've left a link to download it in the description box below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Happy sewing, and we'll see you soon with another Barn Star Sampler tutorial.